Hey guys, Plunkett Metal Nerd 4 here. We're here to rank Paul McCartney's solo career. Let's get started with McCartney 1. By the way, there will be no Wings or anything like that. Wings will be its own video, and then the other stuff I'm not really going to touch. So, just a heads up. I wrote very bare bones production, tons of 50s and 60s influences. And bare bones in a good way, that is. And in my notes I wrote, if Let It Be was better. I love this album. It's one of my favorites. It's one that I've been respinning a lot. Especially I love That Would Be Something. I tend to sing along to that. Just randomly my mind will go, that would be something. Junk might be my favorite Paul McCartney song ever made. Also, Maybe I'm Amazed is on this album. It's just wonderful. Go listen to it. It's a short record. I highly recommend. If I didn't say so, each decade will be time stamped, and there will be an unboxing of Boys of Dungeon Lane at the end of the video. So let's continue. With Ram. I'm going to read you my notes and I will give you more of my thoughts here as I will with every other album. Why did I say that? Indie Meets Paul, more fine production than the other album. I mean, kind of duh. I really like Too Many People, which is a banger. And Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey. The rest of the album was just okay for me. I wasn't a huge fan. It's more of a indie rock sound. Not to say that that's bad. It's just that it's not the direction I necessarily wanted for this record. I heard everybody say this is one of the best albums ever made, and maybe my expectations were too high, but I just wasn't a huge fan of it. But I love the two major hits off of this record. And with that, let's continue. With McCartney 2. I like this one better than Ram. Odd blend of like Wings kind of style and more synth disco pop, dance, kind of music. It's hard to explain. You kind of have to listen to it for that to make sense. Decent album. I love Coming Up, which is one of my favorite McCartney songs, although I do prefer the live versions that have been done over the years over the studio version. Uh, just my opinion. It's a good album. I recommend you go check it out. If you want, especially if you're into more techno, new wave, synth driven stuff, and if you like Wings and you want kind of a combination of those things, I would recommend this record for you. Here we go. Tug of War. I love this one. This is a good one. I put A minus. I love Ebony and Ivory, which is the song Paul McCartney did with Stevie Wonder. If you've never heard it, it's really good. And Here Today, which is a song about John Lennon. As this album came out in '82. If you know what happened in December 1980, if you didn't know, in December 1980, John Lennon got shot. You know the whole thing, the whole murder and all that. And this is kind of his like final goodbye, if you. I don't know if you would call it, final goodbye, but in a way, it kind of is. And it's a great song. I highly recommend this record. George Martin on production, back producing this album. It's great. I recommend it. Okay. Here we go. Pipes of Peace. This one I don't have very much to talk about. I thought it was okay. It feels kind of like leftovers from the Tug of War sessions because this is those two. I'm not really having any notes, so pardon me if I do stutter or anything. Those two kind of were hand in hand, I guess, and written around the same time. Although I must say is a banger. It's one of Paul's best. Um, of course a collab of Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, which they also did one on the Thriller album, "The Girl Is Mine." Of so, yeah. If you haven't heard Say," a lot of people know "The Girl Is Mine," but don't know Say" exists, and that is a little disappointing. Go check out that song. Otherwise, you can kind of skip this record. Broad Street. I love the music on this one. I tried watching the movie and I got bored, but the album is great. Great versions of classic songs and some new ones. My favorite new one is probably Ballroom Dancing. I think I prefer this one than I think it was on Tug of War. I prefer that version. There's also a version of Blackbird and Eleanor Rigby, I think, was done. Guest stars of Ringo and I think a couple other rock stars. Great album. I recommend it. Although here's the odd thing. In terms of the original songs, there were I think two or three made. I prefer Not Such a Bad Boy over No More Lonely Nights, but that's just me. Is there anybody who agrees with me? Comments down below. Let me know. Okay, press to play. I don't like the song. Not that great. I don't like the production style, so it just might be me. But I don't care for this one. I don't recommend it, but again, it just might be my taste. Maybe it's my taste, but it's not one of my personal favorites. All right, this one I think is called "Back in the USSR" in the translation, but yeah, this is a good album. I'm gonna put it here. Good album. 50s and 60s classics. Of course, my favorite off of this is 20 Flight Rock. In fact, I'm gonna swap it. 20 Flight Rock is a great cover on this record. I recommend you go check it out. If you want to hear some good old 50s, 60s rockin' tunes, check that record out. Flowers in the Dirt. B plus. I'm gonna actually knock it down. So, it's a nice return to form after Press to Play, which again I didn't really care for. Um, Rough Ride, it's good. Rough Ride is my favorite track off the record. You know, it's good, but some tracks are kind of forgettable on this record, but it's good as a whole. Off the Ground. I'm gonna put this here. No, I'm gonna put this here. Um, I really like this one. I love the bluesy kind of sound on this album, a more blues rock kind of sound. A lot of great solos from that blues rock kind of sound. Um, Come On People is one of my favorites. Um, go check it out if you haven't heard it. Go check out that album. Pretty much anything in S and A tier, and then a couple Bs I recommend. But again, Ram I might be kind of biased, so just a heads up on that one. This is one of my favorites, Flaming Pie. Again, this one is a perfect complement in terms of Off the Ground, in terms of sound, in the way it was recorded and mixed. Sorry about the hitting of the microphone. That wasn't intentional. I'm gonna figure out a way to take it out if I can, but if I can't, I'm sorry. Off the Ground, Calico Skies and the title track are two of my favorite Paul McCartney songs. Um, this is the last album to record, to have Linda on it before she passed away, and it was either 97 or 98. Unfortunately, Linda passed away, and that was the last record that featured Linda on it. after the Beatles anthology and all that, he did Flaming Pie, and that's where a lot of the inspiration for these tunes came from, and I think that's why I love it so much. So go check out Flaming Pie. That's a good one. Um, Run Devil Run. Um, I'm gonna put it. I put it higher in my notes than what I'm gonna rank it, because on second thought it wasn't as good as I remember it being. So pardon me. I'm gonna change my opinion a little bit. Um, again, classic covers. In fact, I'm gonna probably put it here. Um, Rock and Sound, decent. David Gilmour does some guitar stuff on this album, although I think he did a couple albums with him before this. I'm not too sure. Somebody can put in the comments down below, sorry. Otherwise, besides that, I don't have any notes on that one. This one I know a lot of people do not like. So, this might be a controversial take. Again, like my Ram. I'm putting this in S tier. I love it. The title track, Driving Rain, Your Loving Flame, and Rinse to the Raindrops is absolutely great. I love the jam on Rinse to the Raindrops. Freedom is also a wonderful song. Of course, this came at a very peaked, a very important time in Paul's life. You know, of course, the loss of Linda, and then 9/11 and the loss of George Harrison. A very dark time for Paul, and it reflects very well in the lyrics. If you guys don't know me, I love dark, emotional lyrics. So this record was made for me, I guess. A lot of people don't like it from what I understand, but this is one of my personal favorites. So, yeah, I highly recommend you check out, especially if you like more of a darker, lyrical kind of point. I recommend Driving Rain. There isn't any other album like it in the catalog. So if you want something special, check out Driving Rain. My recommendation. Chaos and Creation in the Background. I like this one. I'll probably put it above. Fine Line is a banger. Um, Great. I like it. Actually, I think I'll swap it. Fine Line's a good song. The rest of the record's great. I recommend you check it out. This is another one I recommend you check out. And yeah. Sorry, my foot is stinging, so if you hear my feet move around a little bit, that's why. All right. Memory Almost Full. This is another one I wasn't a huge fan of. Dance Tonight is a good song, but the rest of the record wasn't that great. I do not like the production style of this album. This is the first record under Hear Music. Here's a fun fact for you. Hear Music was a record label owned by Starbucks, and they went belly under in like 2010 or 2011. But I think the last album he did with Starbucks was coming up. That'd be New, which we'll get to in a bit. But yeah, like I said, wasn't a huge fan of this one. Kisses from the Bottom. This one is kind of average. It's more jazz, slow tunes. I like energetic jazz tunes, but I'm not really too much into the slow jazz tunes, which this is. So yeah, wasn't really made for me. I'm actually gonna lower this. This wasn't really made for me. So yeah. For the right person, it'd be good, but again, for me, it's not my cup of tea. This is another one I'm kind of moving down lower than I remember. Made it in my notes on second thought. New. This one is decent. I don't have very much to say about it. I think if I remember correctly, Queenie Eye was pretty good. but the rest of the record was just okay. It has similar production issues as Memory Almost Full, but it's not as bad to my memory. I haven't heard it in a while, but yeah, to memory, that's what it was. Um, Again, it's that polish, weird sound I'm not hugely into, which is a trend in music now that I wish could die, but that's another story. Um, Egypt Station. Um, Again, decent. I wish the production could have been more polished. Fa Yu's an interesting song. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's an interesting song to say the least. And yeah, I don't have very much else to say about it. It's a decent record. Now we get to McCartney 3. It's okay. There isn't as much of the production issues this time around that I had problems with the 2010, late 2000s, or into the 2010s of his catalog on this one. A lot of it is, again, like the other two McCartneys, recorded just him, you know, doing it all by himself. For the most part, a couple guests here and there maybe. But yeah, I think Chaos and Creation was also like that. But it wasn't deemed McCartney worthy. Um, so was this next record. But yeah, I don't have very much else to say about it. And with that, we're done with the what's been out for a while, and I'm gonna cut to me unboxing the new album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane. So let's get to it. Hey guys, we're gonna be unboxing The Boys of Dungeon Lane. Again, I think I'm gonna put this after my ranking of McCartney 3. So let's get into it. Again, how do I open this thing? Give me a sec. Alright. Here's the album. Front, spine, the back. And this is the Paul McCartney store exclusive, which is green instead of the album's regular red cover. This also has a picture Paul and the lyric sheet as the bonus exclusive material. Didn't do anything. Try to cut through. Come on. The album came out I'm on like last week Friday, or was it this Friday? And it's now Wednesday. So I will be listening to this on Thursday because I'm going to start driving lessons, so I'm going to hold off on spinning this off for today, and I'll do it tomorrow. But I'll show you guys what's included. A photo card of Paul, as I said. This is The Boys of Dungeon Lane, Paul McCartney. Little copyright notice. Booklets. Okay. Lyric sheets. Kind of like a notepad. Days We Left Behind, which we've all heard before. I did my reaction to it when it came out. If you remember with Lena, I did my reaction to this record. This song. I'm very excited to listen to this record. The record was unfortunately more higher priced than a normal CD, but it's fine. I'm excited to give this album a listen, so I figured I'll take the plunge. Plus, spoiler alert for the next video. I did okay in Vegas, so I decided, why not? I'll splurge and I'll grab the new McCartney album, the store exclusive. So, yep. and the back, which is the track listing of all the songs. And it's in a sleeve, unfortunately. I wish it was a jewel case, but what can you do? So here's the front, and then here's the back. So this is kind of like a retrospective album cover with like some Beatles photos. I don't see. Yeah, so this is a lot of 50s and 60s photos. Early 50s, I mean late 50s, early 60s photos. Um, like very early pre Please Please Me Beatles. But here's the disc. I'm excited. I'm gonna give this album a spin. I don't know how long it is. I will find out, eventually. But I'm assuming it's 45 minutes long. I don't know. But yeah, here's the inside of the store exclusive Boys of Dungeon Lane. I know Jay Hart's gonna be very excited that I got this one. He's very excited for this video, but he's very excited to see I got this. So yeah, Boys of Dungeon Lane. Now to the ranking of this album. So we'll see what I thought about it. Alright, so what did I think of Boys of Dungeon Lane? And no, it's not going in D tier. This is take 2. There was a notification that went off on my computer, and it was just this album, so I decided to redo this section. So what did I think of Boys of Dungeon Lane? S tier. His best album in 25 years. I said it. It's that good. I did listen to this with Lena. We both loved it. Highly recommend this album. Days We Left Behind is one of my favorite songs. It's just well written. I love it even more than the first time I heard it as the brand new single. It's just a wonderful record. I love the Ringo collab. I forgot what the title of the song was. I think it was. Let me look at the back of the cover. I think it was called Home to Us. That was great. Life Can Be Hard was also great. So, I highly recommend this record. There's a lot of unexpected moments that happen in this album. There's things that you think are gonna, resolve musically or, go in a similar direction, but they give you a 180-degree turn, and it's great. It's wonderful. I recommend you go pick up this record. I'm not sponsored by Paul McCartney, but go check it out. Highly recommend it. And with that, this is my ranking. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I know a lot of people are going to be mad about Driving Rain and Ram, especially the diehard McCartney fans. But this is how I rank it. Let me know what you think. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Peace, everybody.